Lol.
Hey, and welcome to the One Law channel. Today we'll take a look at 4-star Electra, the Red Clag Assassin, also known as Electra Nachos. Well, we'll take her up to rank 5 and max out. Her signature ability is no loose ends. Well, she takes care of her opponent below 25% health with 100% crit rate and 67% critical damage, leaving no one to tear the tail. That's the percentage when she's at level 20. So recently she received a quality of life update. Against bleed immune champions, critical hits have 90% chance to armor break the target, reducing armor by 37% for 9 seconds. This is for rank 5 stats. At rank 4, the percentages are slightly lower. So basically, against bleed immune champions, your critical hits have a chance to armor break your opponent, reducing their armor by a certain percentage. But when you're doing this against bleed immune champions with real power, you're just gonna heal them, so not that good. Well, last time her signature ability only kicks in when your opponent drops below less than 25%, or I think it was like 20% if I'm not wrong. And now it's 25%, much more useful, because previously it's 20%, you just hit a couple times and your opponent will be dead anyway. And now Electra, her health is decent. Her attack stats is rather high compared to other 4-star champions. Do you like Electra? Her movie may not be that. The movie's kind of interesting, In the movie, she's with Stick, they train, they fight against enemies with tattoos. Creatures can just arouse for the tattoos of enemies. Have just kind of some I forgot the name of the enemies, but kind of interesting kind of characters, kind of enemies. Not really super villainish. Well, except for the main bad guy. What's the name of the main guy? I couldn't really remember. Now let's focus on her in game. Sometimes she can be a bit fragile when you're playing with her. Her movements may not be that fast. You expect her to move very fast, but sometimes she might be a little bit clunky. So you gotta take that into account when you're playing her, and try not to let her get hit too much, because it's bad to get hit too much. Her attack is higher than Ultron, health is slightly lower than Ultron. But when compared to Deadpool, the poor Deadpool, poor Deadpool, his health is damn low. Well, Electra has higher attack than Deadpool and higher health than Deadpool for sure. Well, Deadpool X-Force is a different story altogether. Well, Electra is a decent skill character. But in terms of skill characters, I do prefer Black Widow over her, because Black Widow critical hits can deal a lot of damage, especially when you get Black Widow's critical hit bonuses from using Black Widow's special attacks. But then again, Electra can help you to, deal with those high health opponents. When her signature ability kicks in, she could prove to be very useful indeed. Against opponents without willpower, your opponent doesn't bleed, doesn't matter. Armor break, deal more damage to your opponent. Electra. So we'll take a look at her in combat. Before that, let's take a look at her stats. These are stats when she's rank 5. Pretty decent. And you do notice that her first special attack has 100% crit chance against bleeding targets. So try to make them bleed before you use your first special attack, and you can deal a lot of damage. Kind of a typical kind of skill character. Skill is weak against mutants or against Colossus. You're not really gonna bleed him. Maybe you armor break him, which is quite decent, because considering that your armor break will help to remove his armor up, which Colossus has, a lot. Colossus can, put up quite a bit of armor especially with Colossus' signature ability. So if you're facing Colossus, but then again, when you're facing Colossus, you probably use a tech character, not a skill character. Well, if she's fighting against tech characters such as Ultron, Vision, who cannot bleed, or fighting against Groot, who cannot bleed, at least she'll armor break them. And this is her first special attack, Shuriken Jutsu. Shows her darts. Against bleeding targets, you can see the increased attack, increased damage. Not really that significant, but I don't know. deals quite a bit of damage. There's a lot of heat there. Sometimes her movement can be clunky. She may not move as fast as Black Widow, but she does hold her own weight. Now let's get hit by Star-Lord, so we can use our second special attack, Sire Sword, and that was quite a lot of damage. 600, 4,400, 740, and 1,000. That is a lot of damage as Sire Sword is a little like a second special attack animations. Quite interesting, breath of fresh air. Yeah, sometimes she, against just not the backdrop, maybe she looks a bit dull because of the reddish backdrop, which is wearing red. You know, sometimes you gotta be like a bit creative, like Ultraviolet, wearing white in the middle of the night, wearing black in the middle of the day, very obvious. And this is Elektra's third special attack, Strikes of the Shinobi, which basically is Strikes of Samurai, Strikes of Ninja. I do have to say that this sword is a bit dull. Doesn't really feel like a katana, especially the color of the blade looks a bit dull. It's a bit greyish. I do prefer katana to be like shiny, shimmering, like not a very reflective surface. You can sense its sharpness just by looking at this. You know, when you can tell a blade is very sharp, it reflects light perfectly. It just blinds you when it flips. Then again, maybe just tempered with the material, but then again, this looks like a carbon, some kind of new kind of material for use for the sword. Some carbon fiber. What's that kind of new age ceramic kind of sword? Then again, what do I know about Elektra? Elektra giving Rocket the kick. So in all, Elektra not that bad of a character, rather decent. But in terms of special wise, other than dealing a lot of damage, not really interesting in terms of other aspects against other champions. Like when you use Ultron, you would like to use him against opponents that bleed and poison you. When you use Elektra, maybe you want to use against champions with a lot of health, which allows you to use her signature ability. Maybe champions such as Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster sometimes very irritating with his high health and high defense. Maybe Elektra can just ease you to defeating him sooner rather than later. And that's all. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you again soon. Good luck.